Good afternoon, everybody. As um, Dr. Jena said, I am a faculty at Metro State. I have been teaching Management Information System course the last 10 years at Metro State. And I'm also a Chief Strategy Officer and a overseas information technology company. And I also do volunteering a lot in the rural, like an Asian country, to teach them all the emerging technology. So actually, that's how I feel interested in GitHub and actually the GitHub Classroom. And I am planning to start my presentation with this will be the outline. Here I'm kind of skipping all the coding thing in the Git because I do not who are expert, they already knew it, and who are new, I do not want to scare them away. So this presentation actually focus on the what is GitHub, what you can do with it, and why we need to know as an faculty, why actually the academia need to know about this, and what is the GitHub Classroom. I used it for my personal training, and it is really great tool for faculties. I will discuss in details. And first, why as an academia people we need to know about it. So I want to start with the first question. Anyone know, just all the guess, what do you think, how many companies use GitHub? Git, only Git, not the GitHub, sorry. Yes, you can put in a chat, or you can just unmute yourself and answer.
Quite a lot of people use it.
Any
Because,
number, any number you think?
I'd assume that all the large Fortune 500 companies, anyone that's a developer or programmer, anyone involved in version control. So it's hard to put I'd say millions of folks use it.
Yes, you are right. Lots of people are using it. And yes, Nicole, you are very close, 5,000. The actual number is still today. I just Googled it, and it is, why I cannot go to the next slide. Uh, Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna share again. I'm sorry. So that number is 7,286 till today. It can be more. So the main companies are like a Netflix and Udemy. All of these companies are using it. And when I teach the MIS courses, and some of the time students are hearing the word from their company and they are using it, and they are interested. They thought, what is it? Sometimes they just have this plain question, and that's why we need to follow the industry, what industry is getting to the Git, and our academia, we need to be ready our student for the Git and GitHubs. So first here I'm going to introduce what is a Git, and I think many of you already have an idea. And the thing is, it's an open source distributed version control system, and it manages the source code, like and manage the software development. And when you change any code, it kind of showed you who changed it. It's kind of keep the tracking. It's like it kind of tracking your footprint in your code developing, but it has the different steps in the Git. And another part, key characteristic of the Git is it's free. So, and even the pro GitHub is free for all the students. So who have a student ID, I will tell you guys, just enroll as a student and be experience, get the experience of the professional as a professional user. And Git mainly is like take a snapshot and of your change file only. And it has the speed and simplicity, and it's fully distributed. And another part of the Git is it can help you to optimize the memory part, and it is not gonna save everything. It is gonna save all of your file. It is gonna just save what you change. So that gives the Git as the for the speed thing. It makes the Git give the professional speed. And these are the main Git feature. If we are talking about the performance, it comes, the version control system is like a committing, branching, merging. So these are the common feature for Git, and it gives the security system. When you develop any code, the security will be the one key concern for us, and Git uses the cryptographic method HHA1. So it's kind of keep your code simple. And another feature Git gives, it's like a branching model. So you can select your role when you develop any product for for code development. You can branching it out. Even you can select the role based one, like it is a testing one or it is a development one. So you can just track your project focusing on one role. And Git has a staging area. So as a faculty, I really love the staging area because I do not want to public, or don't want to, if before I making anything available to my student, I want to run a demo for myself, like a preview. So it gives you the space, what you are planning to do. You have a staging area, and it's distributed as I see. And as I told you, where I run a overseas information technology company, so collaboration is the main key. I need to collaborate with the software developer, what they are doing, what code they are writing. I need to see those. So distribution, another thing the Git will give. But here I'm gonna talk more how it will work as a collaborative system. It's not like you cannot get that only by Git. You need to go to a GitHub for that. I will explain in a few minutes. And again, this is an open source software, so lots of people are working on it to make it better. So anybody can contribute to this one and help this software to grow. And here I just want to remind you, any places you have question, please ask me the question, okay? And after the presentation 20 minutes, I'll open a discussion session also. But if in the middle, you can just unmute yourself and ask me question also. Here is the very three main stages. Again, I'm telling you, these stages, in few minutes I'll go more details, because this is not the only stage. There are two more. But if you want for minimum things, these are the minimum stages. So the minimum stages are like a modification and staged and committed. In modified means that you have changed the file, but you have not committed to your database yet. And stage means that you have marked a modified file in its current version to go into your next commit snapshot. And committed means that the data is safely stored in your local database. Like if you are the only person working in a project, you will be fine just with these three steps. You need not to think about other thing. If you do not have any other project member, or you are not collaborating with any person, or you do not want to share your code any other people. So here I just want to show the workflow here. Modifies files in your working tree. So this is the basic. You start working here like that. Then go to the staging area where you can play around it. And after when you think you are ready to commit, and publish your code or finalize, is the third part of the workflow. And now I'll talk about the difference between the Git and GitHub. This is the very, very common questions I received from my student and some of my friends who are new. And when I volunteered, and this is the very common question, is Git and GitHub is same things? The thing is, no, these two are two different things. The Git is a distributed version control system for tracking version of files, and GitHub, it is web portal and a cloud hosting service for your Git repositories. And I will talk about this more. Like, and yes, you can work with Git without GitHub. There are other systems you can, the Git can work with. Some name are Microsoft Azure, Amazon, AWS Code Commit, and Proforce. There are 10 of them, like a like a popular one. But the GitHub goes with Git more, and it's the most popular one, and it's free. So because of these three reasons, when you hear the name Git, and you will hear the name GitHub also, but these are two different things. And as you understand, it is not mandatory to use GitHub. And if you are the solo person working in the project and do not need to publish your code to the world, then you can simply avoid using GitHub. Just track the version of your code in your local repository of your machine using Git. And here you can see we already know the 3 step in the Git, like, and you have your working tree, then you kind of commit here. After committing, what happened? After committing the code using Git in your local machine, what happened? It does not automatically upload it to the GitHub too. There are two distinct terms for these activities. It's called committing and pushing. Like, and you need to select your project or your specific file to track by your GitHub. So as a faculty, I really like it because when I work in the Git, I have some project, I just want to play around it. I do not want any tracking. I'm not sure this will be, I'm gonna use it later or not. So I only use those files for tracking. I choose it. I kind of specify about it, which project I want to be tracked. And the next slide is also about Git and GitHub. It's like a committing and pushing are not automatic. But the thing is, if you choose one file you want to like and track, then you just need to do one time. It's not like that you need to do every time you updated the file. You choose, you want to track that project once and it's done, like, and then the GitHub will automatically update your file. And sometimes I do not feel like tracking all the files in there. You have the flexibility to exclude file from being tracked by committing the files manually. And this is another reason it gives the Git the speed things. And GitHub is the most popular Git hosting service today. And I just talked about it a few seconds ago. I think the main secret is a free plan. It's a free unlimited public repositories. It's not like that you can only post it 3 project or 5 project or 1,000 lines of codes. It's not like that. It's whole free thing. And this is the Git's life cycle. So first, it will be starting with a working directory, then where you are like and just planning your work, what you are gonna do with it, and what will be your project and who will be your collaborator, all the thing you can just set up here. Then the staging area, like, and you will see your demo. If you don't put your project to working directory to the staging area, you cannot see your demo, like, and how your output will look like. So after this part, after staging area, it will be Git directory. I think here you see this from this figure 4. These are both name is working directory. You can see that. But after you it tracked by Git, and this one will be untracked by Git. As long as you are not select this option, Git will not track your project. And in this stage, Git just aware of the file in the project. It does not track the file yet. to track the file, you have to commit this file by adding the file to the staging area. That brings us to the next stage in the Git life cycle. Here is the Git staging area from the figure 5. You can see the working directory, which one is tracked by Git. It can go to the staging area here. One thing, suppose if your working directory and it's not tracked by Git, you cannot go to this part to directly this part. You cannot skip one tracked by Git. So this is one key part of the Git. You need to go, there's a step by step you can go for further one. And indexing is the process of adding file to the staging area. And this one you will do that like indexing. And here in this figure 6, here I adding another thing, the local repository. Still, from here, like a Git directory, it's not public yet, or it's not in the collaborative stage yet. It's just the file to be committed or grouped and ready to a staging area. You can commit this file here. And a snapshot of the file in the commit is recorded by Git. The information related to the commit, like a name of the files and who changed it, what time they changed it, is stored in the Git directory, like a backend file. All the metadata are stored. For your single project, when you'll go to the backend in the Git directory, you will see a separate file for all of your metadata. And the Git directory is the database where the metadata about the project file history will be tracked. Sometimes we need to go back and see what was our previous code and what's going on. So all of this information you will find in the backend. And the additional lifecycle stage with GitHub is only Git can track a version of a file, and you need GitHub when you want to collaborate and publish your code to the team or a community. And this makes an imperative of understand the additional stage related to GitHub. Again, I want to give you guys an idea. If you are a solo person working in a Git project, you do not need GitHub. Git will be enough for you. But if you want to collaborate, then you need GitHub. And I really say GitHub is important because when you can log in to that GitHub community, you can see lots of code available there. If you are stuck there, you can just ask them what's going on, and there is a big community there to help you. So it's a good idea to download the GitHub and be a member in the GitHub community. And here there is a whole cycle you can see. It's like a working directory, then tracked by Git, then a staging area, then your local repository, that means your local computer, then still it's your Git push, like a remote repository. You just pushed your code to the remote one. There are one more thing, then you can publish your code. In the next step after you just need to you see in this stage like a git pushing. That means that is the last stage. Here you can collaborate, you can store your data in the cloud, you can make it public. Okay, so far any questions? Okay.
Actually, I have one, Musumi. This is Janice.
Yes, please.
And
yes.
Sorry, because I'm not an IT person. Can you go right from like the staging area to a remote repository? Or do you have to go through your local first?
Yes, you have to go to local first.
Okay. All right.
You cannot skip any of this one.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So why the staging area are area requirement, like why they are kind of in the Git, each steps are required. And here I also want to share like why these are important. The thing is, one characteristic of Git is it's faster. And the faster it gives the speed. It can give speed because of the staging area. A staging file regularly yield in a very fast Git operation. Staging the file does not need interaction with the Git database. Staging helps in recording the change even before committing them to database. Here, again, I want to remind how Git works. Suppose you are writing your code and you go back your yesterday code and you change a small part of it, not whole part. So the difference between the Git and other version control system, Git is gonna take the snapshot of only the part you change, and Git make this as a tracking, like you change this part only that area. It does not tracking, it does not take snapshot of your whole project. Which part you change, only take that part snapshot. This is how it's kind of it is not taking so much space for the storage, and it gives you the speed. That is a one reason why Git is popular, or Git is like, and when like a developer has an option why they prefer Git like an over other version control system management. And visualizing the commit before actual commit. So what happened, like, and I know like me, lots of you guys are like a visual person. I like to see things. I like graphs. I like the number to see how it works, or before I like and go to public, or before I assign any student to my student, I want to see how it gonna look like. So the staging area gives us that visualize the group of the change that will recorded by Git. This gives you fine-grained control over what gets committed to Git and what does not. So if you miss anything, you can add, or if you don't feel like that is not important, you can just skip that part. One. And another requirement is here, like splitting work into separate related commit. So you can commit your one project, but in a separate commit. So suppose one person does not, you need not to track your whole project in one area. You can like a divide, splitting your project, and you can track differently. And this also gives us more control, and it also gives us it make more control, make it simplify, and give us more speed. And Git's repository is all about how you work with the project. And in this part, you need to know, like, and you need to know the coding, how it works. And this is like in your storage system. It's your, all the file is stored here, and it's in the cloud storage, and where you keep all the resources and file of the project. And particular storage folder we call like an .git. So anytime in your computer, you just need to search it. You need to just search like an .git, then you can see all the file from your back end. And it allows to save version of your code, which can be accessed, tracked, and managed. And you can recycle your code very easily when you are using the Git repository. And the create a Git repository, there are 3 ways to create Git repository. Create a bare repository, like before you are starting the project, you will create it, and then you will create the project. But when you already have a project, you can just initialize repository is an existing project directory. It will work also. And the most popular one is actually clone a remote repository from GitHub. Like, and you already have the similar code out there, and it's public. You can just clone it, so you have all of your file from there. You need not to work from the scratch. So you have something and you can work on it. So that is the one part. And suppose your other colleague already start working on a Git project, and you will starting after that, you can just clone that remote repository from GitHub and you can just work on it. You need not to develop one here. And the thing is, Git command line tool gives more flexibility than Git clients or Git GUI because they provide only a subset of the Git feature. So most of the expert person, they kind of go with the Git command line tools. And now I will go to the overview of the GitHub Classroom. So this is the second part of my presentation. But before I start my second part, this will be focusing on the specifically the faculties and the students also, because students is gonna know how GitHub Classroom will be helpful for them. So if suppose their teacher or faculties, they are not using the GitHub Classroom, they can, it's free also. So they can ask their teacher, okay, you can just create GitHub Classroom for us. In that way, the teaching will be easier. So I'm gonna cover this part here, but before I go the second part of my presentation, I want again to ask any questions about anything about the Git and GitHub.
Musumi, are you going to touch on the D2L course that you've created?
Of course, yes. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Janice. Okay.
So just for everyone, I know I added out there that we have some training programs that we can do, but Musumi has also created a couple modules within our D2L system for GitHub training that you can take as a self-assessment or self-working through it. And she'll go through that, but just wanted to share that with you in case I know some of you have to go pretty soon here, but know that that's an option out there and we'll get you links to that.
Okay, thank you, Janice. So I also developed a course for Center for IT Excellence, GitHub and GitHub Classroom. There, I provided very step-by-step process how you are gonna set up your Git and how you are gonna create a repository. So if you are new to the Git and GitHub, from that course, you can download the whole package, and I provided the step-by-step process there. And if you want to teach GitHub to the student, I also created the related case study, quizzes, and then a final exam also. So a student can be, there are lots of resources I added there, and specific steps training, how to do each steps. So and downloading that project also free. You can just log in with your star ID and password, so you can download that course and take a look. And it's a full version of the course. It's a ready course. If you want to teach for your student, you can just start from there. Okay, thank you. And any other questions? Okay, I was gonna say no, but yes, I'm gonna try to main part first. Then the overview of the GitHub Classroom. GitHub Classroom is a tool to teach Git in the classroom. It's something like learning management system like D2L, how D2L makes our life easy for the multiplication questions. I still remember when I used to take like back home, I need to correct the MCQ question by myself, and it takes so much time, and I feel really good. I can assign them 15 question multiple, and it D2L auto graded for me. So GitHub kind of did not auto graded, but it makes our life really easy, because you can give the student feedback, like in their line by line code for their feedback, and it allows like instructor to tie the assignment for their starter repository, in which the instructor can link code, instruction, rubrics, and even frequently asked question very easily. And this GitHub Classroom makes the instructor life really, really easy, and it makes the feedback quality higher. So from the takeaway from GitHub Classroom, the student is getting like in better quality feedback, and it takes less time for instructor, and it's easy. It makes our life easy. I cannot think I can teach a Git course without GitHub Classroom. Here I have a small video. So Jonas, I'm asking the question to you. Should I show the video? It will be 5-minute video. It just gives us a introduction, like in 5 minutes, the whole thing. Jonas, are you there?
Yeah, I'd say go for it.
Go for it. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to GitHub Classroom. In this video, we'll walk you through how to get started with a step-by-step creation process. The first thing that you need to do is create an organization that you'll use to manage GitHub Classroom. This must be done from your personal account.
Musumi, you may have to change it so that they can hear it through your computer.
Say it again. Sorry.
You may have to change it so they can hear it through the computer. Otherwise, let's put this link in the chat. Oh, we could hear it. It was just, yeah, quite faint. So either turn up the volume or
oh, okay.
Yeah, something.
Okay, how about I'm gonna stop the share then, and I'm gonna
skip the following.
Okay. I think there's a let's see, on where it says mute or where you can look at it, it's if you select that, it will say probably computer audio in your audio settings in Zoom. You have that? Otherwise, yeah, just roll it and see if you can up the thing. That's fine too.
Okay.
I don't want to take away valuable time.
Yes.
No worries.
Okay, so can I share the link later? Because I need to look for the link.
Okay.
Okay, so this is just to give the whole overview for all of them, like who is planning to use the GitHub Classroom. So it gives all the idea, but I can just talk about it. That's fine. I'm gonna just talk about it. Okay. And so the thing is, for the Git digital classroom, you need to install 3 things. You need the Git installed, you need GitHub installed, and you need the GitHub Classroom installed in your computer. And all of these things are free. So you can easily implement these 3 things in your teaching. And the thing is, the video was showing us how you are gonna create an account there, create a Git account in the GitHub Classroom. And if your if Metro State, not Metro State, like if your university or if your colleges are there, you need not to create the organization, you just need to search for it. But if your organization is not there, then you need to create your organization, and they're gonna ask for something. You link your organization and other part, so they will do it for you. But most of the cases in North America, when you search your institution, you will find it is there. So when you find your organizations there and you become a member, of your organization, and then very easily you can create your GitHub Classroom there. And here is like, it's also like a step-by-step process. If you don't miss that part, if your organization is not in the GitHub, you have to create it. Otherwise, there is no way you can create your classroom there. And after that part, you can create assignments for your student. You can add your teaching assistant there or your colleague there if you want to co-teach any courses, and even your student. And easily, if you have like a class in the D2L, and you can just use this class list, you can relate GitHub to your other learning management. It works with the D2L Blackboard module. You can just link your class with the GitHub and for the Git assignment. And there you can create the student repositories there. And again, like you need to create your organization just once, and next time directly you can create your classroom. And for in this setting, the video I want to show, like in the setting, you can set up like a duration of your class, like a what date to date it's gonna run. And if you want, you can just clone your class there. It's something like how we develop our courses in the D2L, and we can like add rubrics in it, add assignments here. All the things are there. And okay, and here is the I show you guys the same few snapshot here. The Git organization is set from your personal account address. You need to post there. And the Git new classroom, I use a website one. I did not put my one here. And create GitHub organization one, the new classroom. You can set from here, and the instructor folder. And this is the one, how you're gonna create a new classroom. Okay, and this is how the continue. But one places I want to focus them to join in this classroom. This is the URL you are gonna send. There is a two-way actually you can do it. Suppose you do not have any class in the D2L, it's a face-to-face class, and you can do it manually. After you created the class, if you share the URL with your student, it will work. So you need not to think about, oh, I do not have a class in the D2L, then, but you can just send your URL to the student, they can access it. And you can connect the learning management system if the instructor already has the existing one, or you can just skip that part. And this is one, here is the individual assignment you will created. Here you can create a group assignment or the individual assignment. But I want to share other thing where, yes, this is the one, the public and the private. So sometimes if you want to just create an assignment and you want to make it later, so you have the option to the public and private. So it's kind of similar who we are used to with the learning management system. We can just do something in there. And the create assignment is the last step, how you're going to create assignment. And the review assignment, you need to download this assignment grading with the GitHub Classroom Assistant. It makes your life really easy. You need to download it, and it's free also. And the one thing I heard feedback from the student, because if they're doing a coding class and it's very difficult to provide feedback, they are line by line coding, where they make a mistake, you need to find it out. But in Git, you can just provide in this 2 line, you made a mistake, you can just make a comment on there. And here is how the step-by-step process, how you're going to review it. If you want, you can download it, or you can just grade there, or if you have the rubrics attached with it, you can do from there also. And here's another video for a student. I think I'm gonna share the link with the participant a little bit later. So this is like a how student complete the assignment. This is the student part, and they can say it will be easier or difficult for them. But I feel like it's the feedback part is really makes a difference for GitHub Classroom. And these are all the sources I use, and these are really, really helpful sources. And if you go like in YouTube, there are lots of other resources. But what I found, like in GitHub and Git, they have already a very resourceful part. So you can just use their resources and become their community member. Those are the important part of the Git, GitHub, and GitHub Classroom learning. And thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer all of your questions. Thank you. I will just stop sharing now. Yes.
Great. I think everyone wanted the presentation, Musumi, so we'll have to grab that. A lot of the links that you shared, people were wanting those as well. So we'll make sure we get that out to everybody.
Okay. Yes, I will send you the updated one. But again, for all the participants, I'm going to tell you, I have more resources and more link in the course, which one I developed for Center for IT Excellence. So it's a very good idea. Just log into your STAR ID and download that course. Okay. You'll get a whole package there.
Any other questions? I'm just going to try to get into D2L and just get you that link.
So your courses are in D2L? Excuse me, sorry. I was asking the courses, your courses on GitHub, they're in D2L. Is that correct?
Yeah, they're in D2L, and then we've also put them up into the Minnesota State system. Okay. So if you go to the Min State D2L, so you don't have to be a Metro State faculty just to get these. So they are up in the Min State D2L, where that's where we house all of our modules up there. Okay. And that's what I was trying to get is the link to that so that I can put that in here. So just you can bear with me while I look for that, and that'd be great.
I share my presentation slide, Genesis. Everybody can see that.
If within Minnesota State, yeah. If it's in Metro, no. But if it's in the Min State one, they can all see that. So we just have to have it at the higher level. So if it isn't in there now, Mutsumi, then we should move that. Have Karen move that into there, because that's throughout Minnesota State, and that would give us access to, anybody could have access to it, then they can download it and use it.
Oh, in the chat, I kind of uploaded the presentation there in the chat.
Perfect, thank you.
There, yes.
All right, doesn't look like it's in the Minnesota State one, so we'll have to work on that. We'll get that out there, and then I'll send an email update to everybody on these calls, along with the recording and the PowerPoint, and we can go from there.
Okay, thank you so much.
You bet. Any other last questions?
I think the course is Minnesota State, but not my presentation. The course is already in the Minnesota State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Karen uploaded it.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Musumi. Appreciate your help and helping us understand what GitHub is, as well as developing the modules so that people can go through them and see how to use Git in their courses and for their students. I'm always amazed that anytime we work with students and in student events, they already know these things. So it's almost like we have to try to catch up with them some days. And this is one of those topics that we should be caught up on. So if you have any questions about it, we'll look for more training opportunities as well as getting the links out. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Musumi.
Thank you.